Biggie, Biggie, Biggie on the mic. We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up.
Listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows, yo. The vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping it proud.
We got stories of struggle, from hardship to hope, from the block to the globe.
Yo, Biggie, break it down, break it clear. No filter, no lie, just sincere.
Follow Biggie, 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 hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up.
We talk about money, we talk about pain. The pain of the youth, the loss of the main. Biggie talk about love, about family ties. All the good and all the lies.
We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language.
We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm.
Follow Biggie, 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 hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. So let's light things up. So let's light things up.
From the suburbs to the skyline, from the sunrise to the shine.
We're turning the page, turning the page. We'll break the walls, we'll break the cage.
Biggie on mic with heat to your ear. What's happening in the world, no fear. We talk about peace, we talk about love. We talk about hope like a dove.
We keep the rhythm, keep the rhyme. We'll light the way through the night. Follow Biggie, 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 hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything, get it till what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Biggie, 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 hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. So let's light things up.
Yo, Biggie, Biggie, Biggie on the mic. We talking truth, no hype. Drop that knife, drop that fork. It's time to light the torch. Listen up, we're in the studio, where the real talk flows, yo. The city's buzzing, the streets are loud, but we're talking calm, keep it proud. We got stories of struggle, stories of hope, from the block to the globe. We'll break it down, we'll break it clear. No fear, just sincere. Biggie, 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 we're here to talk. We're not about drama, just a solid walk. Put down your knife, put down your fork. Let's talk about life, the truth, the word. We talk about money, we talk about pain. The pain of the youth, the loss of the main. We talk about love, about family ties. All the good and all the lies. We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language. We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm. Biggie, 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 we're here to talk. We're not about drama, just a solid walk. Put down your knife, put down your fork. Let's talk about life, the truth, the word. Biggie, 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 we're here to talk. We're not about drama, just a solid walk. Put down your knife, put down your fork. Let's talk about life, the truth, the word. From the suburbs to the skyline, from the sunrise to the shine. We're turning the page, turning the page. We'll break the walls, we'll break the cage. We bring the headlines to your ear. What's happening in the world, no fear. We talk about peace, we talk about love. We talk about hope like a dove. We keep the rhythm, keep the rhyme. We'll light the way through the night. Woo! Biggie, 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 we're here to talk. We're not about drama, just a solid walk.
Live. Biggie, 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 biggie on the mic.
Hey, right.
We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Yeah. Listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows, yo. The vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping it proud. We got stories of struggle, from hardship to hope, from the block to the globe. You're Biggie, dig it out,
Break it down,
break it clear,
break it clear.
no filter, no lie, just sincere. Follow Biggie, 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 hit it like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Follow Biggie, 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 hit it like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. We talk about money, we talk about pain, the pain of the youth, the loss of the main. Biggie talks about love, about family ties, all the good and all the lies. We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language. We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm. Follow Biggie, 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 hit it like a let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Follow Biggie, 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 hit it like a let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. From the suburbs to the skyline, yeah. From the sunrise to the shine. We're turning the page, turning the page. We'll break the walls, we'll break the cage. Biggie on mic, with heat to your ear. What's happening in the world, no fear. We talk about peace, we talk about love. We talk about hope like a dove. We keep the rhythm, keep the rhyme. We'll light the way through the night. Follow Biggie, 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 hit it like a let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and get a teacup. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Follow Biggie, 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 hit it like a let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Yeah, yeah. Biggie, Biggie, Biggie on the mic. We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows, yo. The vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping it proud. We got stories of struggle, from hardship to hope, from the block to the globe. Yo, Biggie, break it down, break it clear. No filter, no lies, just sincere. Follow Biggie, Biggie, Big. Hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. So let's light things up. So let's light things up. We talk about money, we talk about pain, the pain of the youth, the loss of the main. Biggie talk about love, about family ties, all the good and all the lies. We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language. We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm. Follow Biggie, Biggie, Big. Hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. So let's light things up. From the suburbs to the skyline, from the sunrise to the shine. We're turning the page, turning the page. We'll break the walls, we'll break the cage. Biggie on mic with heat to your ear. What's happening in the world? No fear. We talk about peace, we talk about love, we talk about hope like a dove. We keep the rhythm, keep the rhyme. We'll light the way through the night. Follow Biggie, Biggie, Biggie. Hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and get a teacup. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. So let's light things up. So let's light things up. Live. Biggie, 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 Biggie on the mic.
Hey, right.
We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Yeah. Listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows, yo. The vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping it proud. We got stories of struggle, from hardship to hope, from the block to the globe. You're Biggie, dig it out,
Break it down,
break it clear,
break it clear.
No filter, no lie, just sincere. Follow Biggie, Biggie, hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things off. Follow Biggie, hit like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things off. We talk about money, we talk about pain, the pain of the youth, the loss of the main. Biggie talks about love, about family ties, all the good and all the lies. We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language. We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm. Follow Biggie, hit like a let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Follow Biggie, hit like a let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything in here, what's up? It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. From the suburbs to the skyline.
Let's talk, Biggie on the mic. We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Yeah, listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows. Yo, the vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping it proud. We got stories of struggle, from hardship to hope, from the block to the globe. Yo, Biggie, break it down, break it clear. No filter, no lie, just sincere. Follow Biggie, hit the like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Follow Biggie, hit the like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. We talk about money, we talk about pain, the pain of the youth, the loss of the main. Biggie talks about love, about family ties, all the good and all the lies. We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language. We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm. Follow Biggie, hit it like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. From the suburbs to the skyline, from the sunrise to the shine, we're turning the page, turning the page. We'll break the walls, we'll break the cage. Biggie on mic with heat to your ear. What's happening in the world, no fear. We talk about peace, we talk about love, we talk about hope like a dove. We keep the rhythm, keep the rhyme. We'll light the way through the night. Follow Biggie, hit the like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and get a teacup. Biggie time, so let's light things up. Let's talk, Biggie on the mic. We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Yeah, listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows. Yo, the vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping it proud. We got stories of struggle, from hardship to hope, from the block to the globe. Yo, Biggie, break it down, break it clear. No filter, no lie, just sincere. Follow Biggie, hit the like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Follow Biggie, hit the like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. We talk about money, we talk about pain, the pain of the youth, the loss of the main. Biggie talks about love, about family ties, all the good and all the lies. We break the chains of ignorance, show the truth with our own language. We're building a bridge over the storm. Keep it steady, keep it warm. Follow Biggie, hit it like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. From From the suburbs to the skyline, from the sunrise to the shine, we're turning the page, turning the page. We'll break the walls, we'll break the cage. Biggie on mic with heat to your ear. What's happening in the world? No fear. We talk about peace, we talk about love, we talk about hope like a dove. We keep the rhythm, keep the rhyme. We'll light the way through the night. Follow Biggie, 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 hit the like and let's talk. We're not about drama, just about the life we walk. Drop everything and get a teacup, Biggie time. So let's light things up. Let's talk, Biggie, Biggie, Biggie on the mic. We're talking truth, no hype. Drop everything and hear what's up. It's Biggie time, so let's light things up. Yeah, listen up, Biggie in the studio, where the real talk flows. Yo, the vibe is buzzing, the truth is loud, but Biggie talking calm, keeping.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Biggie Let's Talk episode 63. Who would have thought I would get to episode 63, eh? But anyway, tonight I'm joined by Coach Tay, a trauma-informed life and resilience coach that helps people understand how trauma shapes up in everyday life and get them into survival mode and then back into that healing process. So, gonna bring her on now because I'm waffling and she knows what she's talking about. Coach Tay, how's it going? Hold on, let me get this out of your face.
Hi.
How are you? Okay?
It's going good. It's going good. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, so. So what is it? Is it 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock over there?
It's 1. Yeah,
Okay,
it's 1 o'clock.
we got our times mixed up, didn't we?
Well, no, I think it was fine when we originally scheduled, but then the time changed
Oh,
over
okay.
here. So I think we gained an hour or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So you're a life transformer. Go on, you explain actually, because
Yeah, so trauma-informed life coach, life and resilience coach.
that's it. Okay,
Yes,
so
I know
what
it's
inspired you to do that?
my personal life. So just my personal life and going on my healing journey. I went to school. I got my bachelor's degree in psychology and applied behavior. And I went back to school just to better understand like why I was the way I was. But I feel like even with my degree, I didn't get all the answers that
Mhm.
that they just didn't satisfy me. I feel like there was more I needed to know. And then that kind of led me on the path of becoming trauma informed and looking at into different trauma programs. And that's when I was able to really understand myself because I understood what I was experiencing within my body and that it wasn't all just in my head and I wasn't crazy. And that it was normal. So learning that and how that just empowered me and allowed me to go on my healing journey. I've
Yeah.
already had a heart and just passion for other people and a desire for what I would label as justice. Um, and that pretty much led me on my journey because for me since childhood I would say a lot of unjust things have happened, and so healing is the justice that comes along with that, and that's the way I look at it.
So was it a personal experience that
Yeah,
led you
just
to
a
this
whole
mission?
life.
Really?
Just a whole childhood, yes, all of it. Adulthood, early adulthood I would say, but yeah, the whole childhood, yes.
Excellent. Okay, so what does Let's Renew and Thrive really truly mean?
So Let's Renew and Thrive, what it really means is I like it, and I feel like that was the perfect term to highlight healing as an active process that you have to participate in. And
Okay.
it's an invitation. It's not necessarily like I'm gonna force you into this journey. I want to partner with you along in this journey. But you do have to participate because healing wants to be present in your life. Our body, our is constantly reminding us of things that need to be addressed, that it wants to resolve, that needs to be healed. but we often, because it's uncomfortable, we often throw it back wherever it was. We suppress
Yeah.
it, repress it, we avoid it, we run from it. And so part of the healing journey, which is we get to the renew part, it's the renewing your mind, because we don't often like to discuss the importance of language in our lives and how it contributes to how we think and our behaviors and our patterns. And
Sure.
on my on I started a YouTube channel, and on I think episode 3 I was talking about generational patterns and just healing the inner child. um I open with, you cannot heal with the same thoughts that hurt you. And that's language. We meditate on the pain and the language surrounding that pain, and that shapes the reality and our perception of the world. So part of how I help my clients is I am very big on the language. I'm very attentive on the language, and also inner dialogue is too. That's also language. How you speak to yourself, how you interpret yourself based on how you speak. It says a lot about you, and it impacts your healing journey or ability to heal. It will
Sure.
halt you at some point. And so the renew has to do a lot with the language. It has to do a lot with the mind and our thinking, and things of that nature. And thrive is because we need a place to go. We've been in survival mode. We get stuck there. We don't know how to get from there, because when we think of healing, or even when we think like start reading books or reach out to somebody, our body sees that as a threat. It's
Yeah.
so long, your body interprets everything as a threat. So, and it's used to chaos. Chaos is new normal. So the thought of healing is foreign. It's like you're leaving Earth to go to Mars. That's dangerous. And so that is what your body will tell you. And so it's like, okay, through this journey, right? First, I'm going to invite you on this journey. We are going to get the mind in the position of where it needs to be, so you can break the barriers of what survival mode put you through. And now we're on to thriving, because it is still a process, but it all works together. So
Yeah.
journey, and that's why I use that.
Brilliant. Okay, you kind of like answered this already, but for those who may not understand, what exactly is trauma informed coaching?
So there are different approaches to trauma informed coaching. Me personally, I subscribe to the salutogenic approach, which it focuses on the wholeness of a person, strong in the person, and what's strong and pain.
Mhm.
We're not focused, because when you truly understand how the body works, how the brain and the body work together to protect you, and that's what we see it in nature. It's easier to think about it in nature, but we are also biological, basic biology and a level at our level survive. We are designed to survive. And so when our body perceives threat, when our nervous system perceives threat, it will engage in fight or flight. And so
Yeah.
that's where it comes from. And I think we have bad things have to happen, but trauma isn't necessarily an event. For example, if we are at a mall and a shooting takes place, not everybody is going to develop trauma as a response to that event. Some people are going to be fine. Others, they might experience anxiety and different things of that nature. Trauma develops from years of stress, right? So we have beneficial stress. So like things from like, if we exercise, right, our body releases stress, especially if our body's put under stress. But when we're done and we feel accomplished, it releases dopamine. That's good stress, right? And then there's stressful things that happen throughout the day, like maybe something at work, kind of years and decades, or you're at work, everything is stressful there, and then you come, everything is stressful. So acute stress continues
Mhm.
until it's abated, which means you're going to be in a flight or fight response until you regulate that. And
Yeah.
over time, right, especially if it starts in a childhood, loses everything becomes dangerous. So if that system is activated for years, it doesn't perceive safety on its own anymore. Safety is also a threat now. And so that causes trauma, stress for prolonged periods of time that's never been abated, that has never been regulated, that is never able to like metabolize because your body keeps score. This stuff is stored in our organs, and inflammation is a result of some stress. And so a lot of the things that we experience that we go or what's going on, a lot of it because stress in the body that has not been removed. And that typically develops the trauma because trauma is it's sensory based, and that's something as well like we don't understand. So to give an example of survival mode, basically, right? Because if you think of like hunter and gatherer days, people are out in the wild, right? We hunted for
Mhm.
food, you know, a
Yeah.
bear, boar, wild animal, right? Think you're not sitting there reflecting on you don't because it's either it's gonna get me or I'm gonna get it, or I
Yeah.
gotta bounce. So that's basic biology. But our brain does not differentiate between a real physical threat in front of you and a mental emotional one. So if that's why when people have like certain memories, hear a sound, that is still sensory, whether it's a real threat that's kind of going on, it will jump in, it'll go, their brain and body will go back to that place because they sense, you know, through they heard that sound or they smelt that smell that took them back to that same smell that they smelled in the event
Yeah.
of when it happened because it's sensory based. Even though it's not really going on, that's why like sometimes somebody can say something or can put somebody in that state where they feel like they're because it is sensory based and
So is that
it's
so is
more
that
mental and emotional
is that
because
someone stuck in survival mode when they're smelling the sound? Sorry, I interrupted you, but when they're smelling the sounds, hearing the sound, smelling the smell, does that mean they're stuck in survival
yeah.
mode?
Can you
Okay,
repeat
so
that
why
because
do
it
so
cut
many
out a
people
little bit on
struggle
my end?
sorry. Okay, so you know when they're smelling the smells or they're hearing the sounds, that means they're in survival mode.
And it doesn't mean they
Did you get
are like
that?
that's an example. Like it will trigger sensory
Okay.
information will trigger it.
Yeah.
And even if it's just a thought, even just a thought, right? Because again, it comes to that language. So when we experience something, we subscribe a thought to an emotion. The
Mhm.
thought, you know, this happened, is it as good or bad? That the emotion associated with what's good or bad. So if okay, here's a good example. Here's a good example. If we learned in our childhood that whenever we spoke up for ourselves or communicated a need, like somebody by that's not right, somebody did something wrong to me, but your parent is like, that's not what happened. Like, stop lying, stop making this all your fault because you shouldn't have done this. The child
Yeah.
begins to learn that it is not safe for me to communicate my needs. It is
Mhm.
better for me to be quiet because it's safer for me to do that.
Okay. So
And
why do so many
so as an
why do so many
sorry,
people
say it
struggle
again,
from going from survival mode to actually healing?
because it doesn't feel safe.
Why do
It's
so many people?
foreign. And do you hear me?
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's foreign.
Yeah, it's foreign to them. So leaving it is when because survival mode doesn't happen overnight. It is prolonged exposure to the stress and the stressors and the triggers without it being abated. So you're to it, your body is threat. So even being, you will get to a place when you're surviving, even when nothing's going on and it's calm and you can actually relax and rest, you will begin to feel guilty because your body is used to chaos and not having the chaos around it anymore. Feel your body will say, okay, it might be quiet now, but it's something's gonna happen soon. Like, don't get too
Yeah.
comfortable. You're released. And so like, okay, even if they do find like a coach or a therapist, they might feel a little safe, but they're always going to be hyper vigilant. They're not really going to trust them. It's going to be hard to open up because their body is constantly communicating. Like they're going to do the same thing to you that somebody else did from the past. So when you're already dealing with so much stress, it's kind of like, why even put myself through that?
Yeah.
Avoid it and flee from it because it's very uncomfortable, right? And then having to learn to put the language to things, it's uncomfortable because then you physiologically you start to experience an accelerated heart rate, right? You start to experience anxiety, and that's another thing that just makes people not do it because they start to, your body convinces you, hey, this is dangerous territory. And so people don't understand that this is wrong with them, and I don't know if you get that. So they start to think, ever had a panic attack? It's frightening. And so things like that happening in your body, your breathing's getting crazy, it scares you. So the healing can take a backseat because you know what's coming and it's scary. So we don't like to be uncomfortable. You know, this is another reason people self-medicate when that come up. They don't know how to properly respond to what their body is, you know, and that's a big part of it. It is just, it's uncomfortable. And if you don't feel like you have the safety of the right people to do it, that's a big thing about it. Because sometimes some people do and will open up to somebody, even, hey, that hurt me, that they get is like, you know, it further just shuts them down and makes them repress a little bit more. It's a big reason. You know, people don't want to be judged. It's already threatening enough when you're in survival mode. You already feel guilt. You already feel shame about certain things. And you also don't quite have a sense of who you are and your worth and value in your own eyes. And so that level of vulnerability is also frightening, and it's not safe. It's not safe in your mind. It's not safe in your body. So the biggest reason is because people do not feel safe. They don't feel safe mentally, emotionally, and physically in their body.
Okay, what does resilience look like?
Every single time.
Okay, and resilience, what does that look like?
Okay, so resilience looks like yes.
Okay, go on.
Were you waiting for me to answer the question?
Yeah. What does resilience look like?
So what resilience looks like is, right, it kind of goes back to like, we don't focus on the past. We don't say what makes this hurt. Resilience is the fact that I endured all this stuff. I survived all of this stuff. And it is part of the healing where you know you are responsible for your healing. Nobody else is responsible for your own healing. You escape what you survive, it is including what you survive and understanding that that makes you you. Like that is, it can be your superpower. That is your strength. And this is what was right in you. This is what was strong in you. Your body was to do that. And your brain did that to protect you. You've learned, you know, and that's why you're here now. And it's just knowing those things and finding a safe place to say, okay, I can thrive. I can survive. I no longer have to be anxious about certain things. I can find safety. I can make decisions. And it's all in your sense of agency, your autonomy, not just for yourself, because your body and you've been driving your life and your perception of the world. It's about recovering who you are, letting your body, well, not body, but you personally helping your body recognize this is safe. Because certain things I'm telling you, I would just like change the TV channel, and I would just see like the TV going, like it would just, my body would start heart beating fast, like my breathing is trying to hide, and I'm just like, you know, but I will have to tell myself, like, don't have a pew to your head, you are safe, you're in the home, but my body is telling me dangerous is going on. So it's being aware of what sets you off and why, and understanding that this is normal, this is what your body has learned, and it is going to take you being proactive and intentional to train it back, because our brain has a neuroplasticity, which means it can rewire and make new connections, cancel out the old ones if we practice. They like to say makes perfect. It doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent over here.
Yeah.
So because the trauma and survival mode and the stress rewired your brain through you being intentional, and you, when your body is sensing danger, you can communicate, hey, like through mindfulness and being grounded and working on your breathing, hey, this is what I see. It's like rebooting your brain. Like, hey, because it's gonna go through this cycle, but interrupt that, especially if it's not a threat going on. And just also learning to advocate for yourself, which is part of the resilience. You learn the boundaries. You you begin to look back and say, I understand like why I've interpreted it that way, and just things of that nature. It's a lot of sight, but it makes you grow as a person, especially becoming a parent, a wife, in whatever other roles that you participate in, and just being safe. Like, you no longer are relying on other people to create that safety for you, but you are determined to be the safety you needed. You are determined to
So
be
it's
that
okay. Yeah.
needed back then, is when you get to do that for yourself. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Okay, what daily habits help create order and responsibility in chaotic lives?
Daily. So we have to make the time. And the daily habit is going to start with you making a decision, first and foremost, to prioritize your mental and emotional health. That, if that's through journaling, if that's through vlogging, if that's through recreational activities, which for me, I have to do that. I have to let my body metabolize the stress, especially if it's been an emotional week or work day. I have to burn it off, because if I don't, it's going to keep building up, and it could lead to a meltdown that nobody's trying to deal with. And there's podcasts, there's music, there's art, there's different ways you can release that, even if it's just going on a walk. And I know we have all these things going on in our lives, going in society. It might just mean you need to disconnect from the internet. That could be, because being on the internet and online, that can be very triggering. There's a lot of stuff
It's very
going
toxic,
on
is
the
it?
internet
Yeah.
that could set you off. So maybe you just need to disconnect, and that is one way to help you regulate your system by not and finding a safe, your information is not going anywhere. I mean, like my childhood, it was nice to have people that I guess you consider strangers. Like, sometimes it's not bad to open up to a stranger, because you're gonna see them again.
No.
And so sometimes that's nice. Like, just pass grocery store, like you never some people will lend an ear. So, and maybe somebody will lend an ear to you. So it might be part of that journey is being that person for somebody else, even though you are still dealing with your thing, but it helps you get outside of yourself. And it might also encourage you as well. That helped me through my teen years a lot. So yeah, community will be a big part, but you have to be very careful with who you pick. You have to make sure they're a safe person. Way that you would analyze that is this person regulated? You want to listen, like, or a person something they may not like, and so you want to be very, very careful. You want to go up, you don't want to go
Yeah.
down. You want somebody that can help you regulate and help you understand what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, how do men and women process trauma differently?
Whew. Well, first of all, right, women, we are more emotional. We have more emotions that typically that we deal with. So
Yeah.
in women, we're more verbal. We women, they're more quiet. They are more quiet and more reserved, and will suppress and repress everything for the most part, because that is what society teaches them. It is not men are masculine to talk about how you feel or something made you feel from a type of situation. So men were in silence, and you will also self-medicate or find different forms of things to keep them preoccupied. They don't typically appear emotionally available, as a lot of women will report. But that's just how they will process it on their own. They're not going to open up. They're typically not going to reach out to get done. And women, we want to talk, we want to communicate. We'll find somebody to talk to at some point. But sometimes it's not always the best idea. But again, you got to find the safe place. But women will talk it through. Women will definitely talk it through. Men will not.
Men definitely like to sweep it under the carpet, don't they?
Just won't. I mean, there's some will, but for the most part.
Okay. Why do so many people avoid doing the inner work? Did you get that?
They've been in denial.
Yeah.
And they are in denial. And it's a mirror. The inner work is a mirror, and not many of us are ready to look in that mirror. But it's a requirement. If you're going to heal, if you're going to understand yourself, if you are going to make the changes in your life, looking in the mirror of you can't, and that you don't want to be aware of, because then it's just a false reality. It's not real. So that's a big part of it. Nobody wants to look in that mirror at the end of the day. Or some of us, we will look and we will find ways to bury it.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. It goes back to that admitting to yourself that you have a problem.
Yeah, and you have to be
okay. How can family support someone?
I wish. Hold on, my connection is. Can you repeat the question?
How can families help support people with trauma?
So the only real way they can help support their loved ones that have trauma is that their loved one has to initiate the process. Their address, especially in families.
Okay.
Some families will try to sweep kind of under the rug, because it also requires them to take accountability of their role in the trauma, and not everybody's ready for that. But I know for me, once I started to communicate, this is what's going on with me, this is how my body reacts. When I was educated, most of us don't understand why we're going through the way we're going through, and we definitely don't have the language to express it. So how can we communicate, hey, this is how I need you to support me, this is what would trigger me, and this is why. And because at this point, almost everybody that you may be around is in some type of worse, and can easily take it personal, can easily feel attacked when that's not what you're communicating. So it's a big deal, and it just takes people getting outside of themselves and not taking it personally, because it's not personal. It's really not, and that's the hard part. That is the very hard part for families.
Okay, what's one simple thing listeners can try today?
Hard, but breathing exercises when your body is elevated. Just mindfulness. So breathe, take deep breaths when your heart's going up, being aware, like, okay, be in your body. This is what I see, this is what I hear, this is what I taste, this is what I smell, because we will do somewhere else when that part of our brain kicks in. So we want reality and understand that we are not what we are experiencing, but we are the ones experiencing whatever it is. Yeah, that you're the person first. You're not what's going on. You are the person experiencing it. That's
Yeah.
that's mindfulness, and that's a big deal.
Okay,
That's a
how do
very, very big
boundaries
deal.
play an important role in healing?
Just, offering a safe space, and that's their role, just being safe. Like, hey, if someone's telling you how they feel, just listen to them. And it's some of it is kind of hard for people to do, but some families, they never have this issue because, like I mentioned earlier, some people will get offended. Like, if a child says, hey, that hurt my feelings, and get all crazy and like, you're just a kid, don't invalidate. It's appropriate for them to be hurt if they're not allowed to speak to a parent that they want to speak to. It's not, they're not attacking you. You are projecting that onto your child. They should be hurt if
Yeah,
they care and they miss their, and if you are traumatizing your kid because you have going on that has nothing to do with them. And so a lot of it is just being mature, being an adult, holding yourself accountable, being mindful of the way you talk
hmm
creates trauma within your children or other people around you, and how you treat people. So like, just being loving, like, and I think the biggest thing is people need to understand, just because you probably didn't come from a loving home, if you came from a toxic ridden home, that does not mean you foremost you have to make the decision that we're not doing that here. I didn't like that growing up. I already know how that ends up. I'm not going to repeat that. And I don't know if people wait for permission to be for somebody to tell them you don't have to
yeah,
live like that.
definitely.
You know. So that's a big part of it, and it's we can't make our families make that decision. To do is to just cut them off. If they can't if they can't be a safe space for you, then the best thing that they can do for you is, especially if they're the offenders, the best thing they can do for you is just understand that this is for you. This is your healing. Respect my boundaries. They're not saying they don't love you, they don't hate you. It's just they are tired of suffering. And if you are an individual that contributes to that,
Sure.
let it go.
Definitely. Okay, what's the biggest misconception that people have about trauma and resilience?
That's the toughest part. Families. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I
Sorry,
think
did you
I'm
get
good
that?
now. It's just
Okay, what's the biggest misconception people have about trauma and resilience?
the big.
Well, also,
I think the biggest thing is they think it's just somebody's gonna come in and say, "Hey, what's wrong?" That's the biggest thing. That for me, that's the biggest thing. I always let my clients know I don't believe you're broken. I just don't believe in that. I would never tell somebody that they're broken. Um, we are not mentally broken. We can experience like mental injuries, and injuries can be healed. You don't want to tell people like all these things are wrong with them. No, they're not. If you understand how the body works, if you understand what our body does to help us survive in dangerous situations, then your body did right by you. It did what it was designed, temporary fix. That's just supposed to be for something that's happened to be in a situation that it lasted for way long, and but now you have to tell your body, hey, we're fine, we're safe now. That's not the situation. We're safe. That's not what that person meant. You have to like relearn the world all over again, because survival mode rewires your brain. And like, bro, be normal. You're not broken. People that don't understand what you're going through would try to convince you that you're crazy, because the reality you're living in, your perception, because everything's a threat. And other people don't see the threats, but your body tells you, hey,
that's
it's very,
true.
very
Yeah,
dangerous. And so it's often just the misconception is like, if I get a coach, if I get a therapist, people are going to think no, it's just somebody, especially if you get the right person that understands. You just need a safe person who is going to walk you through this process and not judge you, for lack of a better word, but help you co-regulate. Because if you were a child like me, parents didn't regulate you, so you've never been regulated. Your body doesn't know what it means to be regulated, and not a lot of people can recognize when somebody is in survival mode. They just respond like, oh, that person was rude or that person was aggressive, but this person has been in survival mode. Why are they so controlling? Because they didn't have any control over a lot of things. So as an adult, when they sense danger, their fight response is they want to control the situation, because that is what's making them feel safe at time.
They get defensive, yeah. Okay,
So it's a lot that we kind of don't know. We can't look at everybody in every situation.
okay, someone feels stuck right now. What can they do directly?
Find a safe place. Okay, if you feel stuck, I would say, and also like start journaling. Why do you feel stuck? Or where emotions are a single time you want to get, I don't know, you want to have multiple days answers for that, because then you will be able to see a pattern that's going on. You might even start to recognize, like, I really don't feel that way about that. I've been telling myself that, but that's not really how I feel. So you want to be aware when you start having emotions and things like that. You want to get curious about them. Don't write them off. Don't judge them. Like, when I say don't judge them, don't say, oh, that's good, that's bad, I shouldn't think that. No. Why is it telling me? What get curious about yourself. You do deserve to have peace on the inside. So desire it for yourself, okay? Because even if you're a parent, wife, whatever, other people deserve to heal you, but more before they do, you deserve the heal you. And then I also have resources. I also have a book as well, if you just want to see like part of my journey and things that I've done too. And there's also questions in there to help you journal out some of these things, to really kind of get more in touch with who you are and who you want to be. This by all.
And where can people buy your book from?
Oh, it's on Amazon. They can buy it on Amazon. It's just $20. I have right here. It's Emergence: A Path to Transformation.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and finally,
It's very helpful.
did you manage to nominate somebody for me?
Oh my goodness, I forgot that part. I will find somebody and
Okay, so you can get back to me.
I will send them to you.
So Coach Tay, I want to thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I will
fantastic.
do that.
Yeah. So stay there. I'm just going to end the stream now for anyone watching.